Hi everyone! Big-time sports are not only about pushing yourself to the limit and getting famous, one can also get into an awkward and completely embarrassing situation, and the entire world will know about that. Today we're going to take a look at some of the funniest sports fails. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And now, let's roll! You thought headers are only used in soccer or, say, basketball. Not at all. This technique works perfectly well in tennis too, especially when you drop your racket. I'm wondering if this score was counted in the end. Everyone knows that footballers simulate injuries when they want to quit the game, get away with a foul, or set someone up. But pretenders get punished. For example, this guy's acting skills were noted with a yellow card. And this scene wouldn't be out of place in an Indiana Jones movie. Remember the one where he shoots the Arab swordsman? You know, simple but effective. This young baseballer was so impressed by one of the opposing player's throw that he decided to stay away from the ball and crawled a few feet away. If it was a Michael Jackson impersonation, then it was pretty bad. And this guy was trying so hard to catch the ball that he managed to outrun it and even lost his helmet. In the end, the ball was caught by another player, and the helmet, well, returned to the owner. Does anyone still think that no-touch combat techniques don't work? Apparently, this fighter's moves have created a whirlwind of energy that knocks out the opponent. Checkmate, skeptics! It's hard to keep your feet after such a punch, especially if you're the one who's delivered the punch. Or maybe the floor is just too slippery, or your boots are no good. Knowing what's going on behind your back is usually a good thing, and it might have saved this figure skater from crashing into a decoration. The collision itself looks pretty funny, but what's even funnier is that there was another skater behind the wall rehearsing her performance. Looks like this football player has gained too much momentum, so instead of stopping in front of the falling barrier, he decides to jump it over, but predictably, it doesn't end well. Have you ever seen a boxer punch himself in the head? Well, there you go. But after all, if you cannot take your own punch, you can hardly take a punch from your opponent. Hey yo, what's your problem? Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. But even this lovely smile could not protect the player from getting a red card. The worst thing in rugby is to lose the initiative. Take a look at this guy's face. It's an expression of real terror, cause he knows the whole opposing team is chasing after him. And when the goalpost is so close, the guy just drops the precious ball. What a shame. At some point, this fighter confused his opponent with the referee, so he clung onto the referee's leg. It took the judge some effort to set himself free from this trap. And this is not your typical pole jumping moment, cause this time the pole nearly pierces the athlete and luckily only rips up his shorts. Actually, it doesn't matter what part of a runner's body crosses the finish line first. The only problem is that while trying to make the moment look epic, the athlete might end up landing right into a puddle of mud. And this boxer got knocked out so hard that he thought he'd won the fight. Without even looking at the opponent, he left the ring and started celebrating. Is anyone gonna tell him the truth? And here's another great pretender. He might be a good basketball player, but he's clearly a terrible actor. After the ball hits, it takes him a couple of seconds to decide if simulating a knockout is a good idea, which makes it all look really awkward. These little dudes are too small for big-time sports, and I mean literally. The poor kids had to go through all this shame because the step was just too high. Well, I hope this accident didn't spoil the team's morale. He who chases two rabbits catches neither. But when two players are chasing one ball, the result is pretty much the same. Neither one will catch it, which is perfectly illustrated by this clip. Is this guy a cowboy? Because the way he lassos the runner that has nearly won the race is just unbelievable. Hope he didn't get fired after that. Sometimes the referee raises the losing fighter's hand by mistake. In fact, it happens all the time. But this guy raises the wrong hand twice, while the winner of the fight starts getting really nervous after the first mistake. Looks pretty funny, I should say. And here's some pure emotions. Try to keep your eyes on the boots. One lands on the opponent's back, while the other one might have posed some real threat to the jury. It's good to know that the judges are always on guard and have great reflexes. Here's another proof that the commentators, spectators, and judges are sometimes in greater danger than the players themselves. This guy needed to reach the ball at any cost, so he jumped and landed right on the commentator's desk. I wonder if they received a compensation from the organizers. This clip is weird from the beginning. This girl athlete decides to celebrate her victory by riding the costumed mascot. Is it a good idea? Well, after a few meters, the mascot runs onto a cart with chairs and the girl lands on her buttocks. But it still looks like they're having fun, so that's okay. Not everyone's a fan of the Olympics. For example, this guy from the crowd runs up to the Olympic torch and tries to put it out. The offender was quickly disarmed, and the torch kept burning. But of course, the ceremony was ruined. And here's another undeserved victory. It's funny because at first the girl doesn't seem to realize what's wrong. Or maybe she wants to know how it feels to be the gold medalist at least for a moment. Anyway, after the serious guy in a suit leaves, she re-awards the medal to the winner. That's all for today. So which one of the clips do you think is the weirdest? Be sure to tell us in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with a friend, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.